What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day, and welcome back to the Armory.
As always, the Armory is a podcast where we'll be breaking down leadership and various leadership traits that go along with it.
Awesome. What are we talking about today, Josh?
Oh, this is a good one. This is, sorry as I fix my mic because it's loose. We're going to be talking about a little friend.
We're talking about how we have super nice microphones and just shitty ass microphone stands.
Terrible stands.
Horrible stands. Anyway, sorry.
That's why I'm always adjusting it, because I'll notice that it will just fall down like that.
Dude, it's horrible. Mine will do that too, so we'll have to play with it the whole time.
Yeah.
It's okay. We'll invest.
Well, yeah, we'll invest soon.
Anyways, what are we actually talking about?
We're going to be talking about inertia. Inertia, I have this definition right here. Allow me to read it.
This is not the physics inertia.
No, it's a different inertia.
Different inertia.
God. Inertia, fun fact, is actually a term used often in the military. Not the physics one, but this one. But inertia is this definition based off of Google. A tendency to do nothing or remain unchanged. Another one I have here is, if you have the feeling of inertia, you feel very lazy and unwilling to move or be active. That's more of like a physical definition. I like to compare it in my mind as like laziness.
Yeah.
But like a feeling of being trapped. So kind of like you're lazy and you feel like you can't break the laziness, which is an interesting feeling that not everyone feels, but a lot of people feel. Especially, I'll tell you when it's the most common is when you have to do something big or something hard or something that you don't think you can do.
Yeah.
That's the biggest reason, I guess, that most people have it. And unfortunately, life is full of those big, hard decisions and full of doing things that you don't know if you can do.
Damn right.
So this is definitely going to be a good one. But yeah, that's kind of like the definition. One was off Google, one was off some random dictionary website.
Yeah.
But yeah, an example I saw, which they weren't even talking about inertia, they were talking about something else, but I was like, that's inertia. Basically, he's this guy, and honestly, I don't know his name. I just started listening to this new guy's podcast, but I'll drop him in the next one.
They call him like Jocko or something. We started listening to him.
It's not Jocko, unfortunately, but it's this new guy. This new guy I'm listening to, at least. But he was talking about how, like, he was camping, and he had, like, a camper, like, RV or something.
Yeah.
And he was out by, like, the campfire, because they had started a campfire outside of it. And I forget if he didn't bring a drink out with him. Like, so I think they were, like, making dinner over the fire, but he had, like, nothing to drink. And so... But, like, he had, like, a little, like, camping chair or whatever, like a lawn chair, I guess.
Yeah.
And it was, like, one of the ones that was rocking. He was talking about how cool it was. But he was, like, super comfortable. It was a little bit cold outside, and so he was warm by the fire, like, super comfortable, like, didn't want to move, didn't want to get up. Yeah. But, I mean, he was about to, like, finish cooking the food for him and his buddies, and, like, he wasn't going to drink it or he wasn't going to eat it without a drink. And just that he felt so, like, comfortable and so, like, oh man, I don't want to get up, man. It's like, it's cold out there, like, I don't want to move from the fire, and, like, I'm comfortable in this little rocking chair. And so he basically was talking about how he just felt like he was too comfortable to move and too comfortable to do something even that little that he knew he had to do. Yeah. So he kind of told that story and then related it to real life and how, like, you get comfortable being, like, you know, you get comfortable in whatever situation you're in. Yeah. And even though even though you're faced with things that you know you have to do, sometimes when you're that comfortable, it's super hard to break that and get out of your comfort zone and, you know, be comfortable being uncomfortable. Yeah. And so he was just talking about how even that was such a small example And he said he didn't even like he doesn't really struggle with it. Like he said he has in the past, but he doesn't really really struggle with it. But just like in that little sense, he noticed it and was like, well, fuck this. Like, I'm going to go up and get my damn whatever he was going to drink. I don't know if he specified. But yeah, crazy little example there.
Dude, I felt that so much, like, with the gym, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, but, dude, I'm like, oh, okay, here's the best example. I work a little 7 to 4. You know, those suck.
Yeah.
And I get home, and I know I got to go to the gym, but then I just lay in my bed for a second, and I'm like, oh, man, okay, I want to sleep.
Yeah.
I want to sleep.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's what I used to do. I used to just sleep and whatever. Now I don't.
remember. You come home and you're just out.
Yeah, knocked out
Yeah.
every day after work, and it wastes so much time. Naps waste so much time.
Yeah, don't be a pussy.
Yeah. So, and then I was talking to Isaiah, which is one of my bosses at Chick-fil-A.
One of your dearest friends.
Also one of my very close friends too.
Oh, shit. Excuse me.
Anyways,
Keep talking.
No, you're gonna step on it. I really let Josh. I'll keep talking with Josh. There's a towel right there. Damn, what a dumbass. No, but Isaiah, one of my dearest friends, who's helped me get to a lot of where I'm at now in the last 5 months. I was telling him, or he gave me this book to read, and it was "Can't Hurt Me," David Goggins, and he gave it to me, and it took me 2 weeks to start reading it. And I told him, I was like, I don't know why, like I want to read it, but I like don't have the time for it. And then he like asked me to break down my day, and I broke down my day, and I was like, okay, I go to work, and then I go home, I take a nap, I go to the gym, and then I want to go to bed for the night because it's late by the time I get back. And then he was like, then he pointed out that the naps are the problem, and I was like, and then I agreed. And he told me just cold turkey, stop taking naps. And I probably like since then I've probably taken like 2 naps just because like I needed it because I had to do something later that day. But I made sure it didn't like affect any of my time. It was just extra spare time I had, and where I needed that boost energy. So I've probably taken about two or 3 naps since that, which would have been like 2-3 months ago. But I just didn't realize how that feeling of like laying in my bed and being like, okay, I'm just gonna fall asleep, and then I'd fall asleep for hours. I didn't realize like how like I don't know powerful that was. I guess.
Yeah,
You know?
it traps you.
Yeah.
I mean, because I mean, one of the most important things you can do. I did drink a lot.
You had any left.
I did drink a lot, to be fair, but I did spill a lot too. But what was I saying? Oh, one of the most important things you can do is get like in a good like sleep routine. I mean, you've talked about it in the past, like how much lack of sleep will cripple you in the way you can think and the way you can just like operate during the day. Getting in a really good sleep schedule is like one of the most beneficial things you can do. Takes discipline because I think I mentioned this last time. Your mind tricks you into thinking like there's so much you're going to see on your phone. There's so much you can do like at 11, 12, 1 in the morning. Like there's so much you can do. Like why would you want to miss that?
Yeah, but it's all bullshit.
It is bullshit.
Who cares?
Yeah, honestly.
Wake up, you'll see it tomorrow if you really want to.
Yeah, and your life will benefit so much. I'm just such an important thing to do. But going cold turkey with naps, like you said, is hard when you're still not really sleeping at night.
That's right.
You're just gonna be real tired. So one thing I've done in the past that's really helpful is if you like just get like a shitty night of sleep and like you got a lot to do, maybe get home, take like a 15-minute power nap on the floor or like just not in your bed is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Because your bed is like where your body's used to sleeping at night, and it's also probably the most comfortable place to sleep in the house. It's probably why you sleep on it at night, which will make it really hard to get up and really hard to like say, all right, I'm just going to sleep for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But like it's a huge factor in not being able to wake up is just like your bed being comfortable.
Yeah.
So like literally like because I have carpet in my room, I used to like come back after work and take like a 15-minute nap like on the floor. and like honestly just like arm over my head, just like lay there like that. 15 minutes, I'd set an alarm on my phone, and then I'd be up, and I'd feel way better. I wouldn't feel like super well rested, but I'd feel a lot better than I did.
Yeah.
Another thing I used to do is back when I was a team member in the kitchen at Chick-fil-A,
Oh, wow.
is I would go on break. I'd take 15 minutes to eat, and then I'd go sleep in my car for 15 minutes. Instantly, every single time, I felt so much better because I would always feel tired because I hated waking up, and I didn't really like my job at the time, and I never wanted to get up, so I always felt tired, and then I would go on break, I would get food in me, take a little nap, and then I'd feel so much better for the rest of my shift. So just like that 15-minute like power nap is so huge and so beneficial. Oh, so beneficial. Yeah, beneficial. And not that you should make that a habit, but if you got to do something, I mean,
Yeah,
it's a great resource.
Yeah, I've taken floor naps, and dude, they be hitting sometimes.
Yeah,
They be hitting.
and it's easy to get up because you're on the fucking floor.
Yeah, you're not
Like,
comfortable on the
yeah,
floor.
no, you're not.
At least you slept.
Yeah. But what would you say is the problem these days, just in general, with society, with men, and inertia, the feeling of being trapped, lazy?
I mean, they're lazy as shit.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like I'm thinking like thinking back to our other podcast we were filming. I feel like all these things tied to like the same reasons why people are doing this. Like I'm thinking drugs. I'm like, drugs make you lazy.
Yep.
Like, weed makes you lazy. Vape makes you lazy. Whatever. All that kind of stuff just makes you lazy. Like it changes your brain wiring and makes you like, I don't know, super down and
Yeah.
tired and
Yeah.
all that.
People just have like no drive. One thing I thought about like when I was brainstorming this was just like people are like get okay with being stuck in like their average life or like their marriage. I know I brought up marriage last time, but like being stuck in like an average marriage, like not doing anything to like make it healthier. Like you just kind of like men just kind of like accept it. Like it's just how it's got to be. And
Whatever the wife says.
yeah, but they just like accept being in like their average situation that they don't really like, or even if it's like below average, however, they just don't.
Yeah.
They're just not happy, I guess, and they just kind of get trapped, or this feeling of being trapped in this mid lifestyle that they just don't really enjoy, and it's so hard to break it because they don't think they can.
Yeah.
Which is such a big mistake that people make these days, is thinking that they can't do something. There's so much that you can do if you educate yourself with the right stuff. Sure, it might take time, but if you put in the time, put in work, educate yourself,
Yeah.
prepare yourself, make the changes you need to change, cut the people out, cut the things out that you need to cut out. There's so much that you can do if you do all of those 6-7 things I just listed. If you can get past all that, there's so much you can do.
Yeah.
And I mean, this podcast, for an example, like a year ago, if you had told me that we were going to do a podcast, I'd be like, hell no. And here's why. Like, how would we do it? What would we talk about? Like, how do we get people to watch it? All these questions that honestly I had initially when the idea was first presented, but like just so much that like, man, there's just like, that's just such a big list of stuff that just like, it seems like I can't do that, but what do? You research, you watch videos, you read about how people like, how people set up their podcast, or how, what equipment they use. Like that was another thing. What equipment, like how do we get the equipment? Like how
do you even get a podcast from here start to finish? Like how do you film it? How do you get the audio and all that? Which these are questions we still had even when we first started. And we figured it out.
Yeah. We're still learning.
And we got these super nice expensive mics with the super nice expensive stands.
Nice stands. I mean, top quality. I mean, $20 on Amazon is
damn right.
Fucking steal.
God, sorry, they pissed me off so much.
Yeah, we've been talking about it all morning.
All morning, yeah.
We should. It's probably on the list for
one of our next things.
Yeah, our next investment.
Maybe some headphones.
Headphones too. Those are on the list.
Yeah.
Just so
The
that
only
we
thing
can
is,
hear
like, I
ourselves.
don't want to. I don't know. I feel like we look dumb with headphones on. But
yeah, we can try them.
dude, George Janko has like these things. They're like little earpieces.
I've seen them.
and
Yeah,
they're, like,
they
dude,
come.
like you can barely even tell.
Yeah,
I was like, that's cool. That's cool as shit. Like, how do you do that?
I feel like they're probably expensive.
Yeah, it's probably like more. Like you need more than just that.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, why don't you tell a story you were talking about before we press the record button?
About my friend.
Oh, you're our friend.
Our friend?
Our good friend.
All right, we got our good friend Will, which I'll name him because we named him in our Hugh story.
We did.
We did give him the
our
full
second
real
episode.
name because we love Will, love and adore Will. Will's one of our closest friends. But Will is a prime example of inertia, not in the way that he does drugs or whatever, like
And not his complete life, but
but this a certain aspect.
yeah.
So thing about Will is that he like has this ambition, like he has this drive to be great. Like he wants to be rich, obviously. He wants to have all the money, have this nice life. He wants to do all these things.
Yeah. He wants a boat.
He does want a boat. Sorry, I'm real.
Going through it over there. These damn Alanis.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, great Alanis. Alanis, sponsor us.
Yes, please sponsor
We
us,
drink them
Alani.
every podcast.
Dude, yeah, they're our favorite. Alani, I'll do anything for you to sponsor us, please.
One day. One day.
Anyway, so he talks about all the time. He talks about how he wants all this stuff and like whatever, but he never like does anything. Like he doesn't have any action steps to like complete that. And like what he does is, he goes to he's in high school, so he goes to school, then he goes to work, and then on the weekends he hangs out with the boys after he works Saturday, whatever. And then he does it again and again, which is the exact same loop that I was stuck in. Like I wanted to be great, and that's why I see a lot of myself in his situation, because I also wanted to be great. I wanted all these things, but then I was and stuck in the same routine of going to school, going to work, hanging out with friends on the weekend, starting over again Monday, and so he's stuck in this like loop, and he's not taking any action steps to get to that goal. So instead of being on a path, even if it's the wrong one, he's just coasting right here in this nice, neutral, comfortable spot where he's comfortable, and he's not doing anything to try to better himself necessarily, or I mean, which he is, but like for that goal, like he's not doing anything business wise. He's
not educating himself.
Right.
He's talking about how he honestly he has a plan to that. I mean, I'm not going to go into that because we don't have all the time in the world, but he has a plan on like what his first step is, but he's stuck in that inertia phase where he hasn't actually gone out and done it. Like you just gotta do it. I watched this one video, kind of unrelated, but ties into that last part. I watched this video. I think I saw a clip of it on Instagram Reels, and so like I went to their bio and like went to the whole YouTube video, and it was this guy, and he's talking about how him and his friend, like anytime they have an idea, because they're like business partners.
Yeah.
And anytime they have an idea for their business, or they, I don't know, they have, we'll stick with that, an idea for their business. They get it done by the end of the day. If it's like, okay, I think they phrase it like this. If it's a really big decision, the end of the next day. If it's a small decision, within an hour, and anything in between that for like how big the decision is.
Yeah.
So longest, like biggest decision, if they want to completely rebrand their business, revamp, sure. The longest they would take to start rolling that out, or start like putting their foot down or putting their foot on the gas and just going, longest that would take is a day, the next day.
Yeah.
No matter what. If they were gonna invest all their money into blank, the latest they would wait is a day, which is just crazy, because I feel like if it was a really big decision, I spend like weeks thinking about it. Like
this podcast took weeks to really bring into the making.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just like he said it's the best advice he could ever give someone, because they do it so quick that if it doesn't work, within like a week, they could just go back to how they were doing it.
Right.
And it's just like nothing ever happened. And it's a week. A week in the grand scheme of things is nothing.
Yeah, that is no time at all.
No time at all. And if it works, then within 2-3 days, then they're already, boom, made such a major change to benefit them and their business.
Yeah.
So it's just such a such a good lesson of like, if you have an idea, just go do it. And it kind of ties into, I think, one of the like first or second episode where I was talking about the Jordan Peterson, like, go down a path, and if it's the wrong one, at least you're up here instead of down here. So you're up here, maybe you choose another path, and then once you're done with that path, oh, it's the wrong path. Well, at least you're still up here. You're still up here instead of down here, like just talking about, instead of just finding the right path. Finding the right path down here and then going towards it. Yeah. You learn all the stuff from the different paths you've chosen, and it's all like all information.
Yeah, and you're up instead of down. You know, like you've at least gone up a little bit, or a little bit, or a little bit.
By the time someone would be starting right here, you're already up here.
So it puts you way ahead of everybody else. Yeah. That's kind of how I see like myself right now, like with like high schoolers or whatever, and everyone goes to school, whatever, they're all down here, no plan, whatever. Yeah. And I don't necessarily have, and like if this podcast doesn't work, I don't necessarily have like a solid plan, but at least we did the podcast and now I'm here. Yeah. And everything I'm doing to better myself, I'm here. Yeah. As opposed to everyone else who's finally they're gonna catch on one day, they got to do something, or they're gonna be nothing, and they're starting here and I'm starting here. You know. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. It's honestly the key to success, I feel like. And it's just like go and just like do it. Like, don't wait. Why wait? What's the point of waiting? Maybe you can think things through a little bit, but I mean, like the story I just said about the guy in like 1 day max, like that's still a day for you to really think, like break it down. Yeah. But people just spend so much, like they get distracted and they don't have their priorities in line. So just such an important aspect of success is just like doing it. And that's what all the great people you see on social media, they went out and did it. Yeah. Not knowing it. I mean, nobody knew when Steve Jobs created God, I'm trying to blank. What did he create?
What the hell?
Okay. When Jeff Bezos started Amazon, he had no idea that one day Amazon would be what it is right now.
Oh yeah.
But he started. He's like, well, fuck it. I'm gonna.
No, a better one is what's his face? Who did Microsoft?
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates. Yeah, Bill Gates. And his story is like he was in like his garage and he like he had like some small boxy computer. He was in his garage and he just made the software or whatever the hell he did. Yeah. But like it was literally just him in his mom's garage, not his house. He was still living with his parents in his garage. He and I heard this somewhere. I can't even remember. But that's his story. Yeah. And now look at Microsoft and look at his like net worth and stuff. Yeah. Microsoft, one of the biggest like software platforms out there.
If not I think it's the biggest.
Yeah, it most definitely is. It's definitely got Apple by far.
He's one of the richest people in the world.
Yeah, he is. But do you think he knew when he was sitting there in his mom's garage and with his small little cheap computer that he had that he was gonna one day be one of the richest people in the world and have one of the biggest companies? Not a chance.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll answer that for you. There's no way.
No way. And he'd tell you that too.
Oh yeah. They'll all tell you that. Yeah. Which is the crazy thing. I mean, it's all right there in front of you. You just gotta look for it. They'll all tell you the same thing. But this is from a John Maxwell book I read a little while ago, and like as I was preparing for this podcast, I was telling you a little bit about this, but it just kind of reminded me, this whole topic of inertia reminded me of this, and it's in like one of the first chapters, so it's like easy to find, and like I remembered it. But the title was like leadership versus blank, and I think I swapped it with inertia because it was like a very similar thing. But so I like kind of renamed it. But leadership versus inertia, just for the sake of this podcast. But it this was just like the first or second sentence is just so powerful. It's the effect on most men of the impact of battle is to cause them to want to do nothing. A determined effort must be exerted to accomplish even simple tasks, and men are likely to neglect duties which they know must be performed, which is crazy. It's basically saying, I think it's talking about like an actual battle and like men in war, like the result of war and like the fighting and the battles, like the result of that.
Yeah.
Afterwards, they just want to do nothing. And even like the simplest tasks that they know they must accomplish, they neglect. They put it off. They don't want to do it. Which is like turn that into, or flip it into like a real life situation. I mean, you just went through something pretty hard and it took a lot of energy to kind of overcome that. What, like, standard human nature, what do you want to do? Well, you just want to like sit here, do nothing.
Yeah.
You don't want to keep going. I mean, part of life is getting knocked down and getting right back up.
Right. Yeah.
But human nature is, you get knocked down, you just want to stay sitting. You just want to stay sitting here like, I'm gonna take a minute.
Yeah.
And you're not even gonna do the basic tasks that you know you need to do, which is crazy. I like that sentence that they neglect duties which they know must be performed. Because there's so many things that we put off that we just know we have to do.
Yeah.
That we know, and we just put it off anyways. And it's that feeling
All
of
the time.
inertia.
Dude, like this podcast, bro.
Yeah.
Like, fun fact, this is episode 5.
Yeah.
We're making this, and there's not a single one released yet. Just FYI. I mean, this was kind of our plan.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a strategy.
It's part of our plan, but
Yeah.
I was trying to get the first one out yesterday, but I just can't figure out some of the software editing stuff, and so like I've been putting it off for like a week now. I just keep next day, and I did that yesterday again because I couldn't figure it out. Because I do want to get the first one out, but so I don't know. I feel like that really fit because something I'm struggling with because that's my job on this podcast right now.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, it begs the question, like how many people are drawn like down that easy path of like being knocked down and just like chilling.
The path of least resistance.
Exactly.
Dude, that's what's his face? David Goggins.
Oh yeah.
David Goggins, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking Jordan Peterson. I was like, no.
No, not that
No,
one.
but dude, humans gravitate towards the path of least
Oh,
resistance.
Yeah.
Like it's like this super nice diamond that's just for free sitting you find on the ground.
Yeah.
And like how do you not go pick it up? That is the
Exactly.
path of least resistance. That is just like we want it so bad. Like that's our first thought.
Yeah.
Is how can I do this the easy way? And I actually have a story that goes along with that. Is one of our other friends, I won't name him because he's struggling really hard right now. Joseph, our friend, he's always been talking about. I mean, last few months he's been talking about the like how he wants to like lose weight and he wants to do all these things and he has been, again, he's another example of inertia. He goes to school, goes to work, doesn't do anything. He talks about how he wants to go to the gym, lose weight, but he doesn't do absolutely anything like to try to make that goal happen. And the other day he texted me and he was like, I've heard this a million times from him, so I'm like getting super tired of it. And he's like, dude, I want to change my waist. I want to lose weight. I want to do all these things. I was like, I want to look good when I take my shirt, all these things he was telling me. And he was like, but losing weight's so hard, and like losing weight's its own thing about like how you should like properly go about losing weight. He's like, it's so hard. But what Steven did, which is our other friend, and what he did is stupid. Is he just
starved himself.
He starves himself. So he ate like 500 calories a day for like a month, and he lost 30-something pounds, which is good for him. Whatever.
But the weight he lost, the 30 whatever pounds, 30. Whatever it was,
32 or 35 or something.
That was not all fat.
It was a lot of muscle.
It was muscle.
Like that, you lose a lot of muscle, which is really crucial.
It's like how much fat are you actually losing?
Yeah,
Like,
you might look slimmer because you're losing your muscle. Whatever. But And so he's like, so I think I'm just going to do it. He was like, it's really hard to do it this way. And then the next text he said, like immediately he said, but what Steven did was easy, so I might do that. And I was like, dude, what the hell is wrong with you?
I kind of not even that. I mean, it's just the path of least resistance.
Yeah, I was like, you are a pussy. That's what I told him. And I went off on him. And I was like, dude, you're a pussy. I was like, can you not hear yourself talk in that sentence alone, where he said it's hard doing the right way, and it's easy to do what Steven did, which is the complete wrong way. You should never go about losing weight that way. It's a whole nother topic, which we get into, but one we'll probably never get into for a long time. But because that's not what this podcast is about. But and then I went off on him. I was like, dude, I'm tired of you like saying that you're gonna do all this bullshit. Like, I'm gonna lose weight. Like, fucking do something about it. Stop. Like, words don't mean shit. Actions speak way louder than words. Do something about it. And I kind of went off on him, which is my fault. But
yeah,
I was pissed. I was like, I was just tired. I'm fed up of you saying that you want to be this and you do nothing about it. Like, you're gonna be fat. Like, you're gonna be fat if you keep on this path of least resistance. So yeah, that's really all my story. But
yeah, it's a tough little trap to fall into, because I mean, the appeal is there. I mean, if you don't break it down and like actually think about it, like, shit, Steven lost a bunch of weight. Like, hell, he did it he did it so quick, within a month.
It's easy. All you have to do is just not eat.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds great, but when you think about it, I mean, Steven was very consistent with the gym. Yeah. But when you looked at like the lightest he got, he looked a little rough.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, it's the same with our other friend Caleb.
Yeah.
And like at the end of his big cut, he looked rough.
And Caleb did the same thing. Steven basically copied Caleb.
Yeah, like, because you're not really eating all that much, so like you have no energy. Like food is fuel. Like, it gives you energy.
Yeah.
And like at the end of that, like a month just like derived or drained of energy, it's just like you're just like, fuck. And like you can see it on your body. It's just like, it just looks like it's been through hell and back.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yes, it's quick. It's not, I wouldn't even say it's easy, because like you feel like shit for a month straight, but it's quick, it's convenient. It's like you just I guess it is a little bit easier to just to do that, like suffer a little bit. And it's rough. I wanted to read this verse out of Proverbs that I found. It kind of ties into all that, but okay, I got it right here. It's actually there's a few, but I'll read two. I'll read two of these, because two of these are really good. First one is Proverbs 13:4. The soul of the the soul of the sluggard craves and gets nothing, while the soul of the diligent is richly supplied.
That's Proverbs what?
13:4.
13. Okay, I feel like that's around where I stopped when I was reading Proverbs. Well, I actually stopped at like 17 or 18 or 19 or something, but like that's one of the ones I remember.
Yeah,
familiar when you said that.
The soul of the sluggard craves and gets nothing. Sluggard, like lazy person, I guess. So like the person who's lazy gets nothing.
Yeah. I
mean, it's logic. Think about it. But the soul of the diligent, the soul or the person that works really hard is, what did it say? Richly supplied. So I mean, it's basically reap what you sow.
Yeah.
If you're not going to put work in, you're not going to get shit. And if you're going to work your ass off, I mean, hard work pays off.
That's right.
And another one is 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 verse 10. It's for even. Sorry, I think I mistyped this. But for even when we were with you, I think is what I was trying to say. For even when we were with you, we would give you this command: if anyone is not willing to work, let him not eat.
Damn.
So if anyone is not willing to work, he's not gonna eat. You gotta,
bro.
You
That's
gotta,
crazy.
yeah. In the damn Bible, bro.
Yeah.
The Bible written 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, that's insane. That's crazy.
Yeah, how much it applies today.
Yeah.
But
is that Old Testament Thessalonians? Or is that New Testament? Here, I have the Bible right here.
Yeah, but I can. Oh yeah, that's true.
New Testament.
New Testament.
Yeah, buddy. Get cooked. Absolutely cooked. New Testament.
Well, I mean, I wasn't looking for it.
This is my little Bible. I have 2 Bibles. This is my small one. I don't like the small
in case you guys were wondering.
one. Yeah, in case you were wondering. Sorry, I thought I'd share.
Yep.
I don't like my small one.
Fun fact of the day.
It's too little. I can't read it. But Thessalonians is one of the last books in the Bible.
Yeah.
Or the
No, it's
Revelation.
not the last. There's a few
Knowledge.
before.
Yeah, but that's what it looked like on here. But
yeah.
I realized it goes into the.
The Johns.
I was reading it wrong. Because
I think
there's more.
Timothy is either right before it or right after it.
Yeah, no, there's Revelation. Yeah. I was just reading this wrong because it's a small Bible.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just like. Oh, you're good. But it's just like, it's such a. I mean, it's everywhere. I mean, it's one of those things where it's just like right in front of your face. Like everything you need to succeed is like in front of your face.
Yeah.
Like, it's really a simple recipe that's way easier said than done.
Yeah.
And so it takes work. It takes hard work, discipline, dedication, motivation, and just like drive. And I mean, that's what I said. Like, people just lack these days.
Yep.
And it's one of the biggest causes of inertia. But just, man, it's tough. But what would you say is the result of fixing your lack of inertia? What would you say is the result of overcoming a lack of inertia? A lack of laziness or feeling stuck? What do you get from it?
I mean, you get accomplishment. Like, you feel more accomplished, like more productive, a better headspace. I feel like, because from my experience, when I was in that inertia, literally we're in May, right? It's May, right?
May,
yeah, early May. It's like 5 months ago, December, whatever, before Christmas break of last year.
Right.
But like, from my inertia to now, like, what I've gotten is, like, honestly, happiness.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I was so unhappy, and I felt horrible. Like, I felt horrible about myself. Like, I was not confident, nothing. I just felt like shitty. I wake up and I feel like horrible.
Yeah.
Almost like a bad person. Even though, I mean, I've never been a bad person, but, like, I felt like I was not doing what I should be doing, and I was just unhappy all the time. You can even ask my parents. Like, we'll get my dad on here probably next couple podcasts, but he'll tell you, like, I was miserable. Like, they tell me all the time that, like, they've seen such a change in me and how I am and my relationship with them. Even, like, I was kind of shitty to them, low key, but it was because I was so unhappy. I didn't know, like, I was just taking it out on everyone else. Yeah. So I think from overcoming the inertia in my life, I've become happy. Like, I've become a happy person. Like, I don't even know if you've noticed any difference in me at all. But
yeah. That's I've talked about that with mom and dad. They've asked me a few times. They're like, "Do you notice anything different with Zach?" And then they'll be like, "'Cause we sure do." And then they'll be asking me all these questions because, like, they know, like, we're close, and they don't want to be like, "Yo, you were a piece of shit before. Like, what the fuck did you do to change that?"
Yeah.
But I mean, they always. I mean, they've asked me a few times that, like, he just seems like happier. He seems like he's, like, finally, like, on a good path.
Yeah.
I mean, you were a faggot for a while.
That's right.
You were a piece of shit.
It's damn right.
No fucking friends.
None.
To be honest, we didn't love you.
Right.
Nobody did.
Did I know?
And no, but it's just, like, a huge difference when you really put your head down and, like, change the bullshit. The bullshit that you know. I mean, one of the most effective things I've ever done in my life was I sat down and I thought about, like, really thought about. I didn't sit down and be like, well, what could I be doing better? Like, what do I do not so good? Like, but I really thought about, like, what am I doing compared to like someone who's wildly successful? What am I doing? And what am I not doing?
Yeah.
And I mean, if you really think about it in depth, ask yourself questions, get to like come to a like true conclusion. It's just like when you like what that's one of the most effective things I ever did was I sat down and I did that, and what I learned from that was like I am on a totally different path than like my subconscious even thinks.
Yeah.
That I'm just like I wasn't doing what I need to do. And another thing that's very similar that I like to do is like write things down. So like write down what I'm doing, or how about this? I don't know why I said it like that, but like it just popped in my head. What is God, I'm losing my train of thought. I'm trying not to lose my train of thought. Sorry. All right. I got it. What is the ideal week? Like the most productive week you can have. Write it down every single day. What does it look like? Well, I do this. I go to the gym. I'm really focusing on my diet. Like I'm sticking to a good diet of whatever my fitness goals are. Like whatever that perfect week is, try it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just a week. Tell yourself, I mean, it's just a week. Like let's just get through this week. See how much better and what changes throughout that week. And it might suck because of all like the adjustments you have to make, like all the things you have to cut off, and like the lack of dopamine your brain is gonna like feel.
Yeah.
And it's just like 1 week, the ideal week, and how productive you'll be, how much better you'll feel. Read your Bible every day, go to the gym. I mean, everything you're like you need to do, just do it for a week, and then look at the results. Like study the results. How do I feel overall? How did it benefit me? What did I learn? What do I feel like that did for like my fitness journey? Not that you're gonna see crazy results after a week, but like your body's gonna feel a little bit different when you're actually like going hard rather than just like coasting through the gym. So I mean, that's something that kind of stupid, but that's something I always think about how I should do, but I've never actually done it, which is kind of weird because I've been thinking it for months now, but something that is very helpful.
Yeah.
Or that could be very helpful.
So you're saying that's a good like action step?
Step.
Yeah.
Because it's like a free trial, I guess. Before your
7-day free trial.
Yeah.
And
before your
start
monthly
paying
subscription.
$50 a month. And
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's kind of a bad example because it's like good and then you're paying a bunch of money and it's bad.
but that's not.
Yeah.
You get the point.
Right. But yeah, there was one more thing that I kind of wanted to, because it falls under this umbrella, but one more thing I kind of wanted to get your thoughts on and talk about a little bit. And that is self-pressure. So something I think
every time when you set up a question like that, my immediate response is like, because you say it like you're trying to riz me up, and so I like, it's like,
what's up, man?
It's like pressure, and so I start to like, I don't know. So I think Chad face. I don't know why.
It's like you don't even think about it.
That's right. But so I started doing the Chad face as of today. Every time he sets me up with a question like that.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Anyways, self-pressure.
Like, I don't know, just putting the like right amount of pressure on yourself. Like not too much to where you're just so stressed, but like not too little because you need self-pressure. Otherwise you're just never going to go. Like the fear of what happens if I don't do this.
Yeah.
Like, do you think, like, me personally, I think that's a huge solution to inertia, is putting more pressure on yourself.
But no, you don't want pressure on yourself. But you don't need any pressure.
No, mental health.
Yes, your mental health matters.
Your mental health will suffer if you put too much pressure on yourself.
Don't put pressure. Just let it happen. It's gonna happen.
Come on. You gotta treat yourself. Take care of yourself.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
Self-care day.
That's right.
Go get your nails done, girl.
You're a fucking bitch. That's what you are. When I hear that, I think bitch.
I mean, it's different for a woman.
No, but my example was more
But,
for a dude, and then
yeah.
he started getting to girls, and I was like, all right, he's gay.
I was feeling.
Anyways, but
Yeah.
no, you're a fucking bitch. If I ever hear that shit come out of someone's mouth, like your mom's telling you that, sorry, but
Or your girlfriend's telling you that?
oh, your girlfriend's a bitch. Your mom, she's great.
She's great.
Honor-
She's a wonderful,
That's right.
wonderful
Honor your
lady.
mother and father. Your girlfriend, she's a bitch. All right, that's right.
No, not really. But
no, she's not. I'm joking. I'm just
for
kidding.
those people who, we'll take that
Yeah, we'll
seriously.
take that, a little more serious than others, but your girlfriend's probably good.
But yeah, I think when I ask the result, or when I ask the question, what's the result of like fixing inertia? I feel like I almost skipped a question like, how do you fix it? And I think that self-pressure goes under how do you fix it?
Yeah.
Like, you put more pressure on yourself when, going back to that story of the one dude camping, like he was thinking all these thoughts like, oh, but I'm so comfortable. Like, what if he thought like, well, shit, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I'm not going to eat this without a drink. I got to go now.
Yeah.
That's such a small scale, but
It is,
you get the point.
The story is good.
Yeah. It's just like you need to put more pressure on yourself to perform. You need to raise your self standards.
Yeah.
Like, you need to, when you're being a bitch, you need to like say like, hey, this is not what I'm about.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not one of these guys that are just gonna like fucking be average and not succeed and make under 6 figures a year and just barely please my wife and like whatever. Like, I'm not gonna be that.
Yeah.
And so it goes back to one of the things that I think I've talked about in the past on this show, but it's just like what, like, yes, it should motivate you to get where you want to go, but it should equally motivate you to think about what happens if I don't. What happens if I don't want to say fail. That's the wrong message. But what happens if I don't do anything and strive for my goals, and then I end up down here? What happened? Like, the fear of like being an absolute fucking failure.
Yeah.
Should motivate you. I feel like personally, y'all can comment down below, but y'all can tell me if you disagree. Y'all can tell me if you disagree, but I feel like the motivation of the opposite of your goal, like being a fucking failure, is more motivating than like your goal. It's very close, but I think it's just a little bit more. So I don't know. I think it just goes hand in hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. You don't want to like obviously pressure yourself too much, so it's like that's all you can think about. Like, oh my god, and you start freaking out. You don't want to don't want to get to that point,
Right?
But you should be putting some sort of pressure on yourself and some sort of like
you got to
like accountability. Like, use the pressure to be accountable. Like, I got to do this because I'm gonna. I might fail, and if I fail, I disappoint this person, or I disappoint myself, or like. I don't feel the accomplishment, whatever it is.
Yeah, I'm not going to be the person God needs me to be.
Right. I was just noticing, I don't know why, because I can see it in the reflect, but like, it's the Gator colors.
Oh yeah.
Hey, go Gator.
Thanks. Go Gator.
Go Gator.
But yeah. Yeah. I want to read, because I can speak very well.
I want to lead people.
I want to lead these questions or these verses in the Bible. I want to lead them.
You tell them who's boss.
Yeah, I'm gonna lead these Bible verses.
That's right.
Hell, fucking yeah.
That's right.
But I had the one in Proverbs and the one in 2 Thessalonians, but I have 2 more from Proverbs that are very good. And when I was researching these verses, there were so many. I could have literally had a list this long of Proverbs verses alone.
Dude, because Proverbs is like the way of life, I swear.
Yeah.
Like relationships, like marriage and stuff, and like how like what standards you should set for yourself. Like, dude, Proverbs is nuts. And I want to go back and I want to finish reading it, but I felt called to read Matthew, and so I did that.
Yeah.
And great. I finished Matthew the other day. I'm on Mark now. And I'm going to read the gospel, so that's why I'm on Mark.
Right.
Now I'll read Luke and then John. And I can't stop burping. And
shout out Alani.
I love Alani. It's good. But anyways, yeah. I'm gonna go back and read that.
Yeah, that's good, bro. It's good stuff. Gospel is a great place to start if you're new to the Bible. Proverbs is good because it'll humble you a little bit. Just pointing out all the things that you should be doing that you're probably not doing. That's a good place to start. I've heard Romans is a really good place to start, actually.
Yeah.
So it kind of teaches you like the morals of what you believe and why you believe it.
Yeah.
And just a lot of real life stuff. But anyways, these two verses I was going to read, both Proverbs. The first one is Proverbs 10 verse 4. A slack hand causes poverty, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. So how similar is that to
the one you read before? Is it not?
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say
to
that sounds
Proverbs 13, which is a few verses ahead of it. But a slack hand causes poverty, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. So, pretty self-explanatory there. Like a slack hand, a lazy hand. The lazy person causes poverty.
Yeah, they're gonna get shit, and the person who works really hard is gonna be rich, and not necessarily wealth, but
but rich in
a lot of
spirit,
aspects,
rich in wisdom and knowledge,
right.
all that. The other one is Proverbs 14 verse 23. It's in all toil there is profit, but in mere talk tends only to poverty. So that kind of goes along with the Will story. A little bit.
Yeah.
In all toil there's profit, but in mere talk tends only to poverty.
Yeah, so words don't mean shit.
Yeah.
Actions speak louder than words.
Exactly.
Do something about it.
Just talk, and
anyone can
all
talk.
bark, no bite.
I could say I want to own 5 Bugattis one day.
Yeah.
And then just keep saying that for the rest of my life, and it's not going to come true.
Yeah.
Until I actually do something about it.
Yeah. But I like the first part. In all toil there's profit. In all toil there's profit. So in all hard work you're gonna profit,
right?
Somehow, even if it's not exactly what you envisioned.
Yeah.
You're gonna benefit. You're gonna learn something. You're gonna be smarter. You're gonna kind of know what happened in this situation. That way, if a situation down the road presents itself, you can look back and say, hey, this is how I handled this, and you just get stuff out of the situation. So it's crazy. It's crazy. Like I said earlier, it blows my mind of how just how real and applicable this book called the Bible is 2,000 years after it was written. Totally different times. The ages we live in now are totally different.
Completely different. But yet this still
so
applies
applicable in so many aspects.
2024 years later.
But yeah, let's wrap this up because we're going a little bit over our whole time.
Yeah, we are.
But yeah, it's to kind of conclude this episode about inertia. It's just get going, do something. I think the best thing is the example I said on the YouTube video. Don't take a whole lot of time thinking about what you're gonna do, your action steps. Don't just sit there and try to perfect every detail. Just think it through and go.
Yeah.
Just go, get going. And that's the best thing you can do is just start doing it, and you'll learn along the way. So I don't know if you have anything to add, but it's my 2 cents.
No, that's,
if you will.
That's good. It's a great way to end it.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you guys for watching.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming back again to the Armory.
And make sure you smash that and subscribe button, turn on post notifications bell.
Damn right. But cool.
But yeah.
Awesome.
We look forward to seeing you in the next one. We appreciate you watching. For real.
That's right.
Every single viewer is valued to us, and we hope that we can make a difference. We can help you think about something that maybe you didn't think about before, or maybe change the way you look at something. Whatever. We hope we can just help guide you in the right path.
Absolutely.
Not that we're perfect, but we are sure striving to be. So
we're sure striving to be near Jesus.
Yeah. Not that we ever will be, but
or anywhere close, but you do your best.
Yeah.
Live like Jesus.
That's all you can do. But yeah, thank you guys, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.
See you guys next time.